So we've got a bit of a split. We're not quite 50-50, but not far off. So 53% of those who've answered said they are confident, and 47% have said they're not confident. So we can see it shifting a little bit. We're almost getting to the 50-50 point, which tells us that potentially in most workplaces that perhaps around half of the people in the workplace may not feel that confident when it comes to knowing where the line is. So let me stop sharing that screen for the moment. So it is tricky for all of us when we're negotiating behaviours in the workplace and trying to understand people's behaviours. So for many people, the line is different for everyone. We will all have different lived experiences, different perspectives, and different senses of humour. So we won't always necessarily know where everyone else's line is. We might know where our own line is, but indeed, doesn't that line often shift from day to day? So it can therefore be a challenge to know what to do when we hear something inappropriate in the workplace. And when we did a recent Twitter poll of 1,000+ people, we asked the question, how would you deal with a colleague if they overstepped your line with their banter? And it might interest you to know that less than half of those people polled said that they would speak to the person. 23% said they would speak to a manager or HR. And 22% said they would let it slide. And finally, 11% said send them an email. So really clear there that it kind of mirrors the confidence levels that we just saw in the Menti activity. But, you know, it's concerning that less than half of the people polled felt that they would have a conversation. And really, if we don't have those conversations, it becomes much trickier in the workplace. We all need to be brave and speak up in the workplace where we can. And this is really important for a number of reasons. First of all, informal chats are far better than the kind of alternative, because potentially if we don't have these informal conversations, the situation escalates. Things don't just disappear and go away. Things very often get worse. And that escalation often results in more formal processes, whether it's those internal processes or external processes. And that's not where any of us want to be. We really want to work in that kind of harmonious workplace. So we all have a responsibility to educate others. If our starting point is that people don't deliberately set out to upset or offend others, and give people the benefit of the doubt, then giving them feedback will help them and give them the opportunity to change their behaviour. And we all have that responsibility. It can often affect our own reputation as well as the organisation's reputation. So if we, for instance, don't say anything or do anything about the behaviours or comments, it will often be assumed that we agree with them, and then that affects how people view us and see us in the world. Also, if behaviours are inappropriate in the workplace, it reflects on the organisation or the business. And as a result, we may lose business, we may lose customers, for example. The reputational damage can be huge. Banter can often be discrimination or harassment. So there are those fine lines. If the behaviour or the comments are unwanted and they relate to a protected characteristic, they will definitely step over into discrimination and or harassment. And it might surprise you to know that in 2019-2020, the highest sum awarded in an employment tribunal was just under 256,000 in a disability discrimination claim. And that was closely followed by under just 244,000 for an age discrimination claim. And these awards were considerably lower than previous years. So really important for us to bear that in mind.